Dominik Hasek. And now the time for Dominik in a real pressure situation.
Dave Jackson and Don Koharski are the referees. Greg Dvorsky and Ray Scapanello will work the lines. And the first hit of the series is thrown by Sergei Fedorov. The Red Wings open in the home whites. The Canucks in the visiting blue, and we get icing some 14 seconds into the game. Detroit, of course, led by the winningest coach, regular season and playoffs in NHL history.
8 Stanley Cups to his credit. The great Toe Blake also with 8. Scotty Bowman and their coaching staff had some tough decisions, though, at the last minute for this hockey game. Steve Yzerman in the lineup. Instead of keeping Boyd Devereaux in the lineup, who usually plays the left side with Datsuk and Brett Hull, they chose instead for Jason Williams. So there's a look at Steve Yzerman. Not sure how much time he's going to get, but he will play mostly on the left wing. Williams has been red hot, so the coaching staff decided to stay with him.
Here's Fedorov in the corner. Trying to push it back to the point. Fisher stood up, took the hit on Linden. That leads to this. Quick little shot for Vancouver on the transition game from Matt Cook. And Dominik Hasek is in the hockey game.
Well, this is an interesting situation for the young defenseman Yuri Fisher that's had a great year paired with the legendary Chris Chelios on the blue line. And on that particular play in the neutral zone, he went for a big pinch. And it ends up that Matt Cook gets a good chance down the right side, puts it right in the belly of goaltender Dominik Hasek. So I'm sure that Mark Crawford, the head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, really liked that start. The Vancouver Canucks are a very fast team. They certainly are an aggressive team, and their defensemen will certainly jump in and they'll pinch. They'll be aggressive. They'll support the rush, but that's a good start for this young hockey club.
Crawford said we come in with bundles of confidence. And why not the way they played in the final 9 regular season games? Loose puck is still in the circle. Bertuzzi can't get to it. Now it's turned over nicely. Here's Naslund trying to make the move. Maltby was tied up with Bertuzzi. Naslund quick shot is blocked by a sliding Larionov. And the puck is loose. Another turnover. Gets through to Bertuzzi. Backhander stopped by Hasek. And they bang away at it. The red light goes off. But the referee immediately signals no goal.
Things heating up in front of the net as well. Todd Bertuzzi, Morrison, and Naslund. We talked about in the open. It's not going to take our viewership long if you haven't watched the Vancouver Canucks. The Detroit Red Wings are going to have a heck of a time trying to contain this team. At this point, the whistle went right there, but the foot of Bertuzzi had pushed it into the net, off the goal skate of Dominik Hasek, and in from our Southwest Airlines goal cam. The puck's going to go to the left. And this is after Igor Larionov had a tough time with Morrison in front. Naslund helped out, and there's the last kick by Todd Bertuzzi. The whistle had gone at that particular point, and Jackson, the referee, made the call, and he's just telling the guys the whistle went, the play was dead, end of story. But again, the Detroit Red Wings are going to have a heck of a time trying to contain Todd Bertuzzi in front of that net.
Morrison for interference.
Wow.
At 55 seconds, this is something the Canucks were very cognizant of, not wanting to get into the penalty box and allow Detroit's power play to take over. The Red Wings, in the regular season, the #2 power play in the NHL. They were even better on home ice. #1 in the NHL, clicking it better than 24%. Again, that's one of the things the Canucks talked about, avoiding this Detroit power play.
It can make or break you in any game. So we have to be disciplined, not only in our systems play, but definitely in not taking penalties.
Canucks came in ranked 15th in the NHL during the regular season in penalty killing. But they take a penalties in 55 seconds in.
Well, there's quite a battle. Larionov was in front of the net, and Morrison and he were having a heck of a stranglehold on one another. And Morrison gets the call on him.
Shanahan floats one over the net. On the far side, there's Fedorov. He's hit immediately. Hull in the corner, Robitaille in a slot area. They can't get the puck to him. Vancouver gets to it. Shanahan able to glove it down and keep inside the zone. Here's Hull. Tried to cycle back for Robitaille. It was picked clean by Murray Barron. Cloutier made the stop there from the side of the net. Shanahan one time. Stop! Rebound! Might have hit the outside of the net. Here's Hull. Couldn't get the first one away quickly with Latowski on him right away. Red Wings buzzing on the power play. Good opportunity for Robitaille, and Cloutier looks strong and confident early on against this Detroit power play.
That's exactly the start you need in this building, an intimidating building, but that's going to give him certainly the settled feeling to begin a hockey game. A couple of real good saves by Cloutier. And a poor clearing attempt by the Canucks. They thought they could clear the zone. It was kept in by Shanahan, and because of that, there was a flurry of activity against them.
Well, you would expect Vancouver to have some jitters coming in. Not at all for the experience-laden Detroit Red Wings. Vancouver, the 4th youngest team in the NHL. Detroit, as everyone is well aware, the oldest team in the league. Here's Holmstrom. Cycling it back behind the net, Larionov. Quick shot from Fisher is stopped by Cloutier. And it's cleared out from down the length of the ice. Race for the puck. Morrison out of the box, can't get there in time. Chelios gets there for the touch. Just over 3 minutes in, and the Canucks able to kill off the Detroit power play.
Well, before this year, Dan Cloutier in his NHL seasons has only won 9 games max, and this year he pulls in over 30. That's a pretty good and drastic change. Good save there on the long shot. The rebound was there for Fedorov, and Cloutier moved quickly to his right. With Robitaille in front of the net, there's the play. It might have hit the side of the net before hitting the pad of Cloutier, but the fact is he was there and moving rather quickly with traffic in front of him. So anytime you can settle yourself down, find the puck through traffic right away, that gives you a certain amount of calmness as the game goes on, and clearly the way you want to start.
Off the face-off, Datsuk actually won the draw. And now can't get possession. Matthias Olin, one of the horses on that Vancouver blue line, just eats up minutes along with Ed Jovanovski. Icing is called. Back to the studio. SportsCenter in game.
On that nifty little maneuver.
Canucks will get to it and settle things down off the face-off. And here is Matthias Olin. One touched out at center off for Linden. Looking for some help and gets it, the former Andrew Castles. Some concern about Castles, who suffered a concussion back in March and has returned to the lineup, could not play the last couple of games.
And Steve, I was told just moments ago that he traveled here on his own. It had nothing to do with his head-like symptoms as far as the Vancouver Canucks are concerned. As far as they're concerned, they told me that everything's fine. But once you've had past situations, you still have to be very careful about that.
Saw Andrew before the game. He was bouncing soccer balls off his head.
They're a big, well, there you go. They're a big soccer team. Big soccer team.
Two-line pass. It seems every single night the Detroit Red Wings play, there's a new milestone. And this being the opening of the playoffs, I want to say congratulations to the captain.
The game and how intimidating he was. Clearly, Steve's not the same type of player, but offensively, Yzerman was a more gifted player, but Gordy just did so many things.
Here's Morris in there, just onside. Naslund ripped one. I think Hasek got a piece with the blocker to deflect it aside. There's Maltby out on the far side. Larionov finds McCarty. McCarty will shovel it in the backhand, goes softly. Here's Naslund, a lead for Bertuzzi. Backing in on Chelios and Lidstrom, trying to split through, and he does. But Larionov came over to take the puck away. That's one way to play Bertuzzi.
Well, right now, Scotty Bowman says, I'm going to use Lidstrom and I'm going to use Chelios up against that big line. My two big horses on the blue line going head-to-head with their big boys.
Horses in terms of minutes, not necessarily in size. A big mismatch there. Did you say they opened 270 pounds?
That's what they told me. That Bertuzzi was, when he put the gear on, he got on the scale. And I walked by him before the game, and I said, someone told me to go around 250, Bert. And he said, that's on a good day. I mean, how do you contain him with confidence and good hands? What a combination.
Here the Canucks. Far side, can't be kept in by LeChance. Red Wings look to counter, and they can't. It's shot back in. Good hit by Yui Kruk on the far side in front of that Detroit bench. Bertuzzi, for the record, Panger, is listed at 225. Yeah, so not even close.
No, they added 10 to that quietly, and they added another 10 to that.
Here's Draper, shot, missed the mark, far side, picked up by Vancouver. Artem Chubarov able to get the play started. Quick little Letowski shot is stopped by Hasek. Letowski behind the net. Avoided most of that check as Danilo and Draper tried the Canucks sandwich. Kept in, shot, stop, good stop by Hasek. And Letowski couldn't get to the rebound as the puck is flipped out of play and into the crowd.
Well, Dominik Hasek has actually had a pretty good start. He's faced most of the action. I mean, clearly 5-on-5, the Vancouver Canucks had the action. The only time Cloutier has faced anything, that was during the only power play of the game. Detroit 0 for 1 so far. Dominik Hasek moving from his post makes an easy save, and he made it look a little difficult pushing that puck out ahead of him. You've got to keep in mind that down the stretch, there has been some concerns about Dominik Hasek's play against the Canucks. 13 games, they've never met in the playoffs, and obviously Dominik's first year here in Detroit, but The concern was that Dominic was given, he gave up a bad couple of goals in St. Louis in the second to last game. He came in here and he gave up a bad goal against Ray Ferraro to open up the game against St. Louis. And so he put a lot of pressure on himself, and I talked to him about that today, and he knows what he has to do, and he's the kind of guy that doesn't get down on himself. He gets angry at himself. So there is a big difference there. You never worry about him losing confidence.
Holmstrom working with Brian Helmer, centering feed, shots! No! Off the crossbar! Looked like it went up and in over Cloutier, and the immediate indication was no goal. Holmstrom, big hit on the far side. Murray Barron took the brunt of that. Helmer swings it around, and it's cleared out the center. The Red Wings are starting to apply the body. Jason Williams at center. Holmstrom was taken down, chopped out at center. The Canucks look to break. Here's Morrison with a step, and the ill-advised drop pass to Linden. It's picked off by Pavel Datsyuk. Here's Datsyuk at center, chipped away by Morrison, and Lidstrom will try to calm things down. Bertuzzi the hit on Lidstrom. Here's Yzerman. Ed Jovanovski now for Vancouver. Has it stolen by Yzerman. The captain's got a step. Lets it go. High over the net. Strange Karen stays deep in the Vancouver end. Now it's cleared out by Bertuzzi. Off with Naslund, and they're clearly ahead of the play. 12:50 to go in the first. We're scoreless. Detroit very nearly got on the board. It was a cross.
Got the majority of the puck, then it trickled up and hit the crossbar to stay out of the net. Williams has 4 goals in his last 4 games, so he is red hot, and he gets another golden opportunity.
Hanger, that's a great point. Who don't you worry about on this Detroit Red Wings team?
That's your concentration is exceptional because of that. You can't take anything for granted.
As opposed to, say, Dominic Hasek, who could really focus on that big line, which just applied the big hit. Bertuzzi on Datsyuk behind the Detroit net. Here is Bertuzzi. With Chelios trying to work on him.
It's going to be a tough battle for Chelios. He only goes 189 pounds.
Daniel Sedin. Back to Bertuzzi behind the net. Jovanovski is in deep. It gets through somehow. The shot and the save. And Hasek will hang on. Good Vancouver pressure as we send it back to John. Not had much to cheer about.
No, they're now Carolina.
Postseason
you got to cut the cord a little bit there.
You think? They're not still playing in the mall, Panger?
They're not. That's the Wolf Pack.
And they're involved in their own series in the AHL playoffs against Manchester. Tonight, game 3 of that series that was even at a game apiece. I'm up on my AHL playoffs. Here come the Canucks to center. Pass broken up. And now Vancouver trying to get to it. Can't do it. Detroit will just smack it back out to center. Brett Sopel out ahead. Here's Cook. His pass just a bit too far for Artem Chubarov. Letowski trying to cycle away from Danvidov. Has Cook with him back behind the end line. Cook taken down. Penalty coming up. Cook went down and draw the penalty and did a good job. And he will get the call. And Vancouver will have their first power play of the game. Steve Duchesne goes.
Detroit, minor penalty, holding.
So the Vancouver Canucks have some pressure inside the Red Wing zone. And Duchesne comes over, and he definitely puts the right hand around the neck. And Cook is a smart customer, and he goes down immediately. But once the defenseman puts his 2 arms like that, and it's easy for a player to go down and easier for the referee to make that call. Now this will be the first power play of the game for the Vancouver Canucks.
Cook's been on the other side of that as well. He is the Vancouver leader in hits and penalty minutes this season. He has 1 more penalty minute than that man, Todd Bertuzzi. Duchesne the hold at 8:43. Again, as Panger says, first power play of the night for Vancouver. They win the draw. Here's Castle down low for Bertuzzi. Tried to hook up with Naslund. Bounces in front of the net. And it's cleared away by Yzerman out to center, and Cloutier is way out to play. Castles, Naslund, Bertuzzi, Morrison, and Jovanovski. Your 5 Vancouver Canucks, 4 of them forwards on the power play.
Now, Yzerman might have 1 gimpy knee, but he's in the right place. And in this game, he's been in the right place in a couple of situations. Sure enough, Scotty Bowman, first power play against them, he puts him out on the edge of the penalty-killing situation.
Good chop and cleared it out. And race for the puck. Larionov gets there. He's a Larionov shot, and Cloutier the save. Maltby, good check on the far side. Puck kept in. Big save, Cloutier. And rebound. Stopped by Cloutier, and it dribbled wide. Kirk Maltby, the backhanded effort.
Boy, Cloutier looks good. That was a spectacular save, diving back to his right.
Dumped inside the Detroit zone. Maltby will get to it. And will softly clear to center. Sokol is waiting, fresh off the bench. Turns it over at center ice, and here come the wings. And Chris Chelios will rag the puck and kill off some valuable clock.
That's a good shorthanded shift, and the crowd here at Joe Louis acknowledges that effort.
Turned over at center to Krupp to Fedorov. And again, Sokol will have to go back deep for it. He's out there with Owen. Sokol hit by Shanahan. This crowd is really into the game. There's Trevor Linden. Off the Sokol. Hits the brakes. Looks for some help. Sundin. Rather, Linden will try to settle it down out there with Sedin. Both of these Sedin twins. And Olin could not hold the zone. Offside. They're going to call it intentional and bring it all the way down to the Vancouver end. 10 seconds left.
Well, Igor Larionov in a shorthanded situation. Breaks free in the neutral zone. Smart play by Jovanovski not to take him down. And this shot to the stick side. Good save by Cloutier. Coming out, getting down, and getting the stick on that. The second one, long shot by Chelios. Stopped, and then Maltby on the backhand. He can't believe that doesn't trickle through the armpit of Dan Cloutier. Cloutier got just enough on that. That's twice that has happened. When Dan Cloutier first came into the league, an original top draft pick of the New York Rangers, he was aggressive, overzealous, impatient. He battled like crazy, like he was going to beat the puck up. But as his game has gone on, he's calmed down. The goaltending position, there has to be a certain amount of calmness, but he can be pretty active in there, can he? Pretty acrobatic.
And he also, they were a little concerned about his temper in terms of protecting his crease. Detroit, they've got guys on that team that can aggravate a goaltender.
But he has calmed down in that respect. You can compare him to a young Ed Belfour early on, and Ed Belfour had to calm himself down before winning the Stanley Cup, and he did that.
Cloutier will turn 26 on Monday.
Nice.
Olin back there for the touch. And icing is called. 9:08 to play here in the first period. We are without a score, but we are not without action. Off the draw. Clean face-off win. Castle's beaten by Fedorov. Draper tried to chip it out of the zone and can't. And it's worked deeper inside that Detroit end. Here's Yuri Fisher. Perfect pass for Shanahan. He finds Draper. He's hit by LeChance. Jovanovski gets to it now. It'll slow things down. We are 5-on-5. First period, opening night of the Stanley Cup playoffs on ESPN and ESPN2. Here's Krupp able to pick off that pass intended for Castle. Try to hit Draper. They are onside. Draper was hit by LeChance and knocked down to the ice. Jovanovski swings it around. Krupp, nice job to keep in. Draper kept it in momentarily, but it's a 3-on-3 the other way. Here's Linden shifting and shooting, and Hasek will hang on. We've got a double.
About that before the game. Is this the same type of team? And there's always similarities when you have momentum coming into the playoffs.
Only 2 times this Vancouver Canuck franchise won more than one series in a single postseason. 82 you mentioned. And of course 94 when they also made it to the finals against the New York team. Shot to the side of it, and big stop by Hasek. And the second one goes off the post. Naslund got a couple of beauty shots away. Here's Bertuzzi now. With Lidstrom on him. Off of Bertuzzi. Hits the brakes away from Chelios. Bertuzzi showing some of the strength off there. Elmer's in deep for Vancouver. Now he'll drop back to the point position. Naslund off for Bertuzzi. His pass broken up by Datsuk and out to center ice. Lidstrom at the Detroit blue line.
You wonder when you see Bertuzzi going in the corner against Chelios, like how long it's going to take before he crushes him. I mean, he's been extremely physical in the offensive zone. And Lidstrom's the position guy. Lidstrom doesn't get himself in a position very often where he gets smoked into the boards. But Bertuzzi has made a target going over towards where Chelios is.
And again, it becomes so much of an issue if you're going to get into an extended series. If Lidstrom is being banged every single game by Bertuzzi, that has to have some effect. come games 5, 6, or 7 if necessary.
And the thing is, your wingers have to make sure they stay with their point man, because the point men of Vancouver are very effective. They jump in. So the winger can't think, I got to go down there and help him out, because then everybody starts running around. You have to maintain discipline and have trust in the defenseman that you have down there.
Touch with a high stick, the reason for the whistle.
In the last 15 games of the regular season, when it counted most for the Vancouver Canucks, Todd Bertuzzi scored a whopping 12 goals. And you see the way his career has changed the last 231 games. Todd Bertuzzi said one main factor has taken place, and it hasn't been, yes, I'm trying to prove people wrong, yes, I've been inconsistent. He's got 2 young children, and it means the world to him to go home, and when he's home, he's not a hockey player anymore. He's just a dad. And he says it's really improved his demeanor and his preparation and the disappointments of not playing well. Oh, Maltby and
Bertuzzi before they drop the puck.
They're both going, I think.
And that'll be a bad trade for Vancouver. That's exactly what Maltby in Detroit wants to happen.
I thought Goharski was pointing towards the penalty box behind him.
And now, with Henrik Sedin thrown out, Bertuzzi will go in and take the draw against Lariano. That gets him away from Maltby, at least for a couple of seconds.
So Crawford's got Bertuzzi with 2 lines, double shifting and playing with the Sedins as well.
Wrapped around the boards. Helmer's pitching in deep, able to hold the zone. Henrik Sedin is flattened in the corner. Daniel Sedin can't get his stick on the puck. And here's Larionov in across the line, waiting for some help now. McCarty towards the net, stopped by Cloutier.
Another good save. Tough shot. The Red Wings are doing a good job of getting shots from the perimeter after a pull-up play by Larionov to buy some time. And Cloutier again, right there on the deflection.
Scotty Bowman was masterful down the stretch in resting some of his key experienced players. Larionov being one of them at the age of 41, the oldest player in the NHL.
At the same time, you wonder if they didn't lose too much momentum as well. But their goal has been the playoffs, and they all felt as a team that they could afford to rest. They weren't happy with the way they played. Make no mistake about that.
Far side and clear out. The hitting really starting to pick up, especially on the Detroit end now, with 5.5 to play in this scoreless first period. The question always been brought up, when was the last time the Red Wings were in an important game? I mean, they've run away with the President's Trophy really since the first month of the season.
The 2-0 game in Colorado. That was the last time that they had a meaningful game against a great hockey club.
By the way, Panger, that was the last time Dominik Hasek won a hockey game.
Get in there for game number 2 as a referee.
Here come the Red Wings now. Fedorov just too far for a streaking Draper, and Cloutier will hang on.
Well, Sergei Fedorov is part of the Detroit Red Wings offense, and I know Dan Cloutier is fully aware of how hard he shoots the puck. But when you compare the 2 teams offensively, I think there'll be many out there that would be surprised to see that Vancouver was #1 in team offense at 254 total goals scored, 3.1 per game. Detroit was next. Now, mind you, Detroit did lay off there down the stretch, and clearly it wasn't their full team all the time. But fact of the matter is, in pressure situations, Vancouver was there. And the Toronto Maple Leafs are a very, very entertaining team to watch as well, and they're third at 249.
And Vancouver's problems were goals against. Off the face-off, they get the good shot away. Yuri Fisher let it go. Loose puck in front. Shanahan is tied up. Draper backhander goes wide. Good defensive positioning by Vancouver. And here's a race for the puck. And Chubarov's going to get there. Artem Chubarov behind the net, trying to swing it around. Hasek lost his stick, and a penalty is coming up.
This is the second minor penalty. I think it's Matt Cook again that caused the penalty to be called on the Detroit Red Wings. Big Yui Krupp is going to go to the penalty box. Krupp in the neutral zone. And there's Chubarov going wide. Krupp stood up in the neutral zone. Draper thought he was going to drop pass it. He didn't do that in front of the net. There you saw. You see that Yui Krupp come in front of the net, and he just drilled one of the players. I'm still not certain which one it was. Oh, there it is. Okay, his stick got up high, right on Matt Cook, right there. And the referee was there, makes the call. Got to keep the sticks down. Second power play of the game for the Vancouver Canucks. And they are 0 for 1 so far. The Red Wings are 0 for 1 on the power play.
15:29 is the time of the Krupp penalty. For those of you who didn't follow the Red Wings closely down the stretch, I'd be surprised. Dewey Krupp's back in the league. He's had 3 injury-plagued seasons. A bit of a soap opera here. Pertaining to his back injury, and he's actually still in arbitration for a couple of years' salary with the Red Wings. But that is between management and Krupp. And evidently, his teammates are certainly in his corner, and he has stepped right in to be a top 4 defenseman for Detroit. And now he's in the penalty box. Here's Bertuzzi. For Naslin's got a lane, lets it go. Shot is blocked. And here's Hall the other way. They'll shoot it in softly.
Good shot block by Brett Hull. Hull and Yzerman earlier in the year were a unit killing penalties, and obviously with Yzerman's injury down the stretch, he hasn't been in that situation.
Here's Maltby, and he'll clear.
I don't think Vancouver wants to give up too many of these opportunities. I mean, this is the time. You take a 1-0 lead in this building, puts an awful lot of pressure on the home squad with all the pressure that they have on them after the year they've had.
Here's Draper. Killing off some more valuable Vancouver clock time with the power play. And finally, Henrik Sedin takes it away and finds Jovanovski. He'll get the return feed. Here's Sedin. In across the line. He's got his brother Daniel with him. Can't get it to him. Maltby will swing it around. Olin will hold in at the far side. And look to set things up. Bertuzzi. For Daniel Sedin. Cross for Sopel. They go around the horn here in Detroit. Here's Henrik. Back to the point. Sopel lets it go. It was tipped wide. Henrik Sedin on it there. 20 seconds left on the penalty to Krupp. Brent Sopel. Tip shot by Bertuzzi. Continues to hack away at it. And we get the whistle. You saw Lidstrom went in to clear him out, and he could not move the mammoth Bertuzzi as we send it back.
50 pounds on Bertuzzi. My math's not great, but that's 60 pounds, Canadian or American, no matter how you cut it.
Right.
That is a ton of pounds. I don't think you can waste your energy trying to battle him. I think you got to use your stick and be in better position and have quick hands to knock the puck out of his way.
Detroit does not have the Darian Hatcher type of player. Rob Blake.
Nope.
A big size, not just a big size guy, but a big size guy who plays half the game. A Chris Pronger, those kinds of players.
Vladimir Konstantinov.
Exactly. Turnover. Robitaille backhand forehand score. Luc Robitaille, and the Red Wings lead 1-0.
Danino played it up to Yzerman, who redirected. The puck is bouncing like crazy. Helmer has no chance on it. And leave it to lucky Luke for that puck to settle down. And on the backhand, he takes it to the forehand with plenty of calmness. Luc Robitaille is hearing it here. The fans are giving it some Luke. And this place is absolutely erupted. Smooth move by Robitaille after a good play by Danino in his own zone.
You got the sense this crowd was just waiting to explode and release all that energy, and they have after the Robitaille goal. Last season, Robitaille was on the other side. He was a member of the visiting Kings that took the Red Wings out in the first round in 6 games. Now a member of the home team. Here's Cook. Wrist shot is a stick save by Hasek. And we'll see how the young, inexperienced Canucks, especially Dan Cloutier, handle this. Jovanovski took the puck, took the body. That allowed Detroit to get to the puck and some good banging. And the referees allowed them to play. It's a 2-on-2 in the corner. Squirts free for Jovanovski. Up for Letowski, settles it down. Too far for Cook. Cruz is back for it. Hasek had his arm raised as to indicate icing.
That's the inexperience of Hasenfratz. He was on the one side and hit his arm up all the way, while the other linesman had clearly waved it off.
Here's Bertuzzi. Didn't see Maltby coming from behind. Sopel will keep in. Morrison can't get to it. Oh, Bertuzzi, the body on Krupp. Todd Bertuzzi for Morrison. Tried the tricky pass to Naslund. It didn't work. Here's Fisher leading the charge. Long shot. Testing Cloutier. That's a great idea. The long shot on the youngster Cloutier, who tips it out of play and into the crowd. SportsCenter in-game comes your way in some 52 seconds from now. The goal is Robitaille. from Yzerman and Dandino. Even strength at 17-51.
Well, for a guy that they said can't skate, he did a nice job of getting into the open. This pass was just awful by Dandino. And you need a lacrosse stick to pick that one out. Yzerman got it out of the air. It goes to Robitaille. It was a lucky bounce that went over Helmer. But it's Robitaille's finishing touch and calmness in pressure situations. Going on the backhand like that, the goaltender with a rolling puck is thinking, okay, he's just going to chip it. So you're really covering the short side. Then he pulls it to the forehand, and he's created a much different angle, and that's exactly what he did.
You saw the graphic pertaining to Robitaille. His production goes down in the playoffs as Cloutier makes this. And that's kind of unfair. I mean, everybody's production goes down in the playoffs. Just that much tougher to score in postseason play. Robitaille is on the board tonight. He's got the 1-0 lead. That shot deflected through traffic. Big save, Cloutier off the redirection by McCarty.
Yeah, McCarty, and Maltby was right there on the rebound as well. He did make a good save with his left pad.
This is Robitaille's 13th career playoff game against the Canucks. That's his 8th goal in 13 career playoff games against Vancouver. At center. Here's Fedorov now. Knows there's 3 seconds left in the period.
Look for that line to play a lot more as this game goes on. Fedorov's line didn't get much ice time in the first, and he was able to get control of it.
Underway, period number 2. Steve Levy, Darren Pang. And the 265th consecutive sellout. Wow, Fisher is wrecked in the corner. Hit there by Todd Warner. Kept in by Vancouver. Floater missed the mark. Here's Cook. Trying to go back door, and they score! What a pass by Cook! And the Canucks have tied it at 1. Had Hasek moving.
What a play, though, to begin it. Warner absolutely drilled Yuri Fisher to the left of goaltender, or to the right, excuse me, of Hasek. I mean, drilled him, and did that set the tone? Shot from the point, comes out in front. Now, keep your eye on the left side of your screen right here. A quick little play, great pass from behind that. Looks like he's going against the grain. He goes back to Warner. Warner started the play with the exceptional hit in the corner, and they kept momentum going in the offensive zone.
Todd Warner, who came over in December from Phoenix, has tied this game for Vancouver. Wow. Here's Chelios behind the net. How will the young Canucks respond early in the second? Very nicely. Sent softly inside the Vancouver zone. And it's out at center. Here's Brendan Morrison. The former University of Michigan star. And here's Fedorov. Long shot. They're offside at the Vancouver blue line.
Well, it's all about forechecking. And Steve, when you think about it here, with Warner getting the goal 21 seconds in from Cook and Brent Sopel, I mean, you think about it, you expect it from the big line. They got it from this line here. There's the hit. Warner hit coming right at you, right in your living room. And Fisher goes down. Now the puck goes around the boards. Here's a reverse play on Hasek. Warner sneaks it in short side. It hits Hasek and then goes in inside the short side post to tie the game up at 1-1.
As the goaltender, you have to be expecting that pass to go in front of the net as opposed to behind it. Wow, what a tricky little pass. Hasek involved in a collision, lost his stick.
There's Warner again. It's
in the corner. 2-on-2 battle there. And it's cleared out the center. Race for the puck. Vancouver gets there first with Brian Helmer. Helmer on with the veteran Murray Barron. Here's Robitaille now. Holmstrom in front of the net. Out there with Jason Williams. The threesome on this Detroit forward line. And on the far side, here's Warner. Good pass for Danielson. That shot. Stopped by Hasek. And it's sent down the length of the ice. Barron is back for it. Sopel is hit hard by Holmstrom. Fisher got locked up with Chabarov. Here's Cook again on it. Good energy. Here's Letowski's got a lane. Makes the pass to Sopel. Centering feet. Couldn't get it through to Chabarov. And it's cleared. Vancouver is very strong in the second.
I tell you, the defensive tandem that's having struggles, and the Red Wings have to be concerned about it. Yuri Krupp and Yuri Fisher. and they're struggling inside their own zone, and I'm sure Scotty's looking at it. He's put his two main horses together to go up against the big line of the Vancouver Canucks. And that leaves, as you look at Scotty Bowman's illustrious career, unmatched. Don't believe it'll ever be matched. He's the greatest coach that's any sport, in my opinion, bar none. And adjustments you make in game are imperative. And Scotty Bowman's telling Maltby that he wants him at the end of the bench because he's going to jump back out. The Red Wings can't make this line change, though. They already had last change. Change was made. Arm went down, so Larionov couldn't get off the ice.
Face-off upcoming to the left of Dominik Hasek. Good draw won by Fedorov. And he finds Darren McCarty. LeChance the other way for Vancouver. Chabarov at the blue line. Now he'll drop it back for Jovanovski. And Jovanovski, the two-time All-Star. All for LeChance. Member of Team Canada as well. Jan Hlavich will shoot it. Linden trying to chop it away from Hasek. Rolls up the near side. McCarty. LeChance trying to hold the zone. Instead, he holds up McCarty long enough for Chabarov to get to it. Chabarov doing nicely in across the line. Couldn't beat a couple of Red Wings. Larionov will slow things down. There's Fisher. And Maltby at center now. 2-on-2, and it's off for Sokol. And into the crowd. Don't forget the Stanley Cup playoffs.
+1 at even strength. And interestingly enough, Scotty Bowman had him in both shorthanded situations while the Vancouver Canucks were on the power play.
On the wing here with Datsuk at center. Datsuk was checked down by Sokol. Chelios will fire it right back out. Hit by Castles immediately. Here's Yzerman now. He's got a step. Yzerman, wrist shot, got it away. And Cloutier the save. Hull will pick up a loose puck. To the center, Whittle, Olin skate, and then up the crossbar. Hull lets it go. Cloutier will save that one and hang on. Wild scramble in the Vancouver end.
Well, Coach Mark Crawford has taken Morrison off the big line and added Andrew Castles to that line. And they ended up running around in their own zone. The first one went off Olin inadvertently. Then the second one, Sopel, Olin over the net. Cloutier has no idea where it is. And then Steve Yzerman actually fed after Brett Hull took that shot, and it was saved. Right there it is again. And after it was saved by Cloutier, Yzerman went behind the net, set up shop, and then fed Brett Hull right in the slot. And Brett Hull had a pretty good snapshot that Cloutier gloved.
Draw to Detroit. Danvido's shot was knocked out up high on Jovanovski, the big defenseman for Vancouver. And here come the Sedin boys. This is Daniel with the puck. Danvido able to take it away from Henrique on the forecheck. Daniel is 22. Henrique is 33. Holmstrom is hit by Daniel Sedin. Helmer back court. Sweeps it around. Helmer on Robitaille now. Helmer able to block that, and Henrique Sedin will get to it. Brother Daniel is hit at center. Todd Warner couldn't get to it. Here's Henrique now. He'll go for a change, and as he gets it in deep, Fedorov looking for the home run pass for Holmstrom, and this will go for icing.
Well, we told you about Todd Bertuzzi in that first period to cover up pucks around his net.
Chelios will get to it. Fortunate to get it out with the backhand. Here's Fedorov, and he's got some speed. Here's Sergei Fedorov now on the backhand. Goes to the forehand, trying to make the pass in front of the net. Good takedown on Shanahan. Contact on Cloutier in front. Naslund has it. He's grabbed by Draper. Sokol trying to work it free. Draper fortunate he didn't get called for a penalty there. And here's Naslund, and looks like Bertuzzi's gonna go as Chelios went down to the ice.
You know, many up here in the press box that watch Todd Bertuzzi a lot said with the battles that are going on, I mean, Todd has a temper, and it's going to be imperative for him to maintain his composure, because you know the Red Wings are going to do everything in their power to try to get the big man off his game. And here, whether or not Chelios embellishes it, I'm not sure. Oh, I guess he did. Todd Bertuzzi did nothing here. Nothing whatsoever. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that was called. Really, it is remarkable. That's a bad call.
Interference at 5:07 against Bertuzzi.
Meanwhile, Sergei Fedorov, Steve, we've seen him go down the right side, protect the puck, use his left leg, and he gets by Olin. That is a world-class move by Sergei Fedorov, and he nearly had some help. Draper was there, and so was Brendan Shanahan coming in for the loose change.
Fedorov's next goal will break a tie with Ted Lindsay for third on the Red Wings all-time postseason goal list. And here's Linden, short-handed. Lidstrom will beat him to it, but he's got support from Cook. Here's Cook for Linden, plays it off his skate, and now will calmly kick it out to center.
That's a good play by Linden, isn't it? Don't you love that? Guys go back in their own zone. Instead of just chipping it down deep and going for a line change, might as well go back to your D and kill off maybe 15 or 20 more seconds.
Here's Lidstrom now, across the red line, he'll shoot in. Olin over there with Robitaille, bounces to Shanahan. Robitaille, quick shot, blocked in front, and blocker down by Cloutier. Off the glass and out. And Yzerman will go back and chase.
I'm pretty surprised how Yzerman has been pretty calm with the puck. You think about it, he hasn't, not only has he not been playing games, one game since the Olympics, he's not practicing either. He's practiced a couple of times in that period.
Hull was stripped by Jovanovski, and it's cleared. Chelios is on it there at center. Here are the Wings and across the line with Larionov, and just like that, it's punched into the Detroit end. 50 seconds left on the penalty to Bertuzzi. And the pass, Larionov couldn't handle it from Fedorov. He's going to get there first. Vancouver will. And it will be called icing. The Red Wings ice it on the power play with 37 seconds left on the man advantage.
Holmstrom thought he got there, but I tell you, a wave of dark jerseys came in, and Hazen France, the referee, turned linesman for this game because Greg Dvorsky, the linesman, and Scotty Bowman is well aware of this, he tore his anterior cruciate ligament in this hockey game. And so he is out for the game, and that's why you have a referee as a linesman. And he's got the black tape around his arms in case you're just joining us. That happened in the first period. So some quick maneuvering by the National Hockey League officials to get him on the ice and put him in a very difficult position.
Face-off will come to the right of Hasek. 37 seconds left on the power play. And Fedorov will get to it. And the Wings look to come out. And they do it center ice. Good passing across the line. It'll shoot the other corner. Wow, heavy duty hit. Barron with a big hit on Holmstrom, sent him flying down to the ice. And the corner that Holmstrom was released from, that's where the puck wound up again. Here's Larionov now. Close quarters at the blue line. Fedorov will try to buy some time and space. Now says, what the heck? I'll shoot the puck. That was blocked out the defense by Barron. Down low. Larionov for Chelios coming late. And the shot never made it on goal. Bertuzzi's out. Back to 5 aside. Loose puck, scramble for it. Cloutier's got it. And there's the whistle as bodies go flying. 12:45 to go here in the second. On a Warner goal, 21 seconds into this second.
Late change going on. He definitely wants to keep the veteran Scotty Bowman honest behind the bench, but first and foremost, keep the officials honest as well on those calls.
Centering feed, McCarty, quick shot was tipped wide. Looked like Morrison might have gotten his stick on it. Maltby is hit by Jovanovski. Draper, cool and calm, gloves it down, and the shot missed the mark behind the net. Here's the chance. He's whacked at by Maltby, and a penalty coming up. It's a roughing penalty. He's going to
holding the puck, actually.
Closing his hand on the puck. Let's check in with John.
Right there, and he immediately made the call. Third power play of the game for the Detroit Red Wings in this 1-1 hockey game.
Hey, on that clear, we nearly lost another linesman. Ray Scapinello went down. The veteran, the helmetless Scapinello. Here's Shanahan, rips one off the arm of Cloutier. Shanahan has that heavy shot.
I think Scampy's a little guy.
Here's Fedorov. Goes across for Lidstrom. Towards the front of the net. Bouncing puck. Broke it up. Barron got just enough of it. Blocked down at center ice. Lidstrom. His pass for Robitaille. Took the hit from Cook. Gets it across. Lidstrom fakes the shot. Gets the return feed. Here's Fedorov. Shot! Score! Sergei Fedorov off the crossbar in. And it's 2-1 Detroit.
this league are going to stop that bullet. My goodness, what a pass from Lidstrom along the ice, and oh my goodness, what a shot. I mean, it just jumped. It just sprung off his stick, like trampoline effect with a driver. I mean, that thing was humming. And you remember at the All-Star Skills competition that we had on ESPN, 101 miles an hour, standing still or skating into a shot for Sergei Fedorov. And that was a rocket. Good execution and a good pass, a little saucer pass by Lidstrom.
Well, we heard from Trevor Linden earlier in the broadcast about taking penalties. So closing the hand on the puck is the penalty call that leads the Fedorov power play goal. What a blast. Now, a delayed penalty upcoming against Detroit. Cloutier will jump off for the extra attacker. Jovanovski guarded by McCarty. Up the near boards, Bertuzzi lets it go from Morrison. Finds Bertuzzi off his skate. Red Wings get to it, and the whistle blows.
Vancouver will get their third power play of the game.
25 Detroit, minor penalty holding.
Holding call. And so this allows Mark Crawford's Canucks to get right back into it. Here's the play. He releases his one hand, and he tugs on the back of the jersey. And the referee's right there on the left-hand side. Let's go back to the goal. Cloutier looking. Now watch to the left. And now his shoulder. I mean, he can not get a beat on that shot. Not at all. Didn't see it. He's got his defenseman moving. I think that was Brett Hull in the high slot moving across as well. And then you've got a rising rocket coming at you.
Fedorov from Lidstrom and Shanahan. A power play goal at 8:23. Those are 3 of the potential 9 future Hall of Famers on this current Red Wings team. Their head coach, Scotty Bowman, by the way, is already in the Hall of Fame. Loose puck for Sopel. Power play underway. McCarty the hold at 9:02. Third power play for Vancouver. They were able to counter pretty quickly and tie the game at 1. 21 seconds in to period number 2. We'll see how they handle this. And they're offside on the power play. Puck jumped out.
Barely jumped out. Boy, I tell you, the Vancouver Canucks are a tenacious group. Mark Crawford, I think he's arguing that puck even came across the line. He's saying, get him off. Get him off. You can see the language of him. Get him off. I'm not sure who he's talking about. Intense down there in the battlefield. I mean, you're talking about the blue lines. That's where the battles, I mean, you know, battles are won along the boards, but your 2 blue lines, your own zone and obviously the offensive zone. And that's where you win or lose a lot of hockey games. That was just on the power play, though. This one here looks like it was maybe touched with a high stick.
Face-off upcoming in the Detroit end. 10:27 left here in the second. 1:29 left on the McCarty penalty. Of the more interesting statistics, listen to this. 4 times in NHL playoff history has a first-round matchup featured a team that finished the season on an undefeated streak of 5 or more against a team that ended the season on a winless streak of 5 or more. In all 4 cases, the team on the winless streak won the series.
Well, the Red Wings last year were flying. They had, what, they lost 1 game in their last 10 last year. They went into LA with plenty of momentum, then won the first 2 games of the playoff series, and thought they had game 3 all but wrapped up. So, I mean,
I asked Chris Draper about that today. He said, you know, and he goes, yeah, how did that work out for us being on a roll going into the postseason? Well, not too well. We did those first 2 games here against the Kings, and LA didn't look like they belonged on the ice with the Red Wings. And the Kings came back and swept in the next 4. Here's Chelios. What a move. He's in. Shot. Stopped by Cloutier. He got the rebound, too. Here's Fedorov now. Picked off. This is a Vancouver power play. It looks like Detroit's the team with the van advantage. It's the most impressive part of the game so far to me, Panger, tonight, is Detroit's penalty killing. They've had many a good chance while killing off a penalty. Hasek just poked it away from the captain, Naslund. Here's Castle's side of the net. Back behind the net for Bertuzzi now. Trying to set up shot. Shot trickled through the crease. Castles might have gotten a piece. And wraps all the way around the boards and out. Canucks trying to catch the Wings on a change and can't. Fisher gets to it. Spins around and clears.
Well, we'll keep an eye and see if the Vancouver Canucks don't put a lot of pressure on the Fisher and Yuri Krug tandem on the blue line. And Chelios did a nice job on Todd Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi on the last shift was looking for an interference call on Chelios, didn't get it.
McCarty's out. We're back to 5 aside. Wings have been very impressive on the penalty kill. Sedin to Sedin. That's Daniel to Henry. And a penalty coming up. Daniel was taken down. And the Canucks will go right back on the power play. Vancouver's power play 0 for 3. They've got one shot. The Castle's on the face. It's won by Detroit. Yzerman won that draw. He's really playing the wing for the most part, except taking the key faceoffs. He is the best faceoff man on the Red Wings.
He was 50% in the first period, taking key faceoffs shorthanded. You see how much time it kills when you win a faceoff. They send it down, and already you're at 20 seconds.
Here's Bertuzzi now. There's Naslund behind him. Castles to the front of the net. Now back behind the cage. 2-on-2 there, and it went right through Bertuzzi's legs. And it's cleared out to center. Hull caught a break, got it through Morrison. Here's Naslund. Here's Brendan Morrison. Starred 20 minutes away from here in Ann Arbor at the University of Michigan. Good hit there. And more good penalty killing by Detroit.
That's a better size matchup for Chelios. Morrison 5'11" and 180 pounds, and he took him off the puck on the near side.
Here's Morrison. Slowed down by Shanahan. And that gives Yuri Fisher all the time in the world. Time for a cup of coffee. Shanahan had a chance to make an offensive play. Instead, he'll kill some more clock and make a defensive play. 55 seconds left on the penalty to McCarty.
Another good penalty kill. Good puck control here.
Wow.
And the key, too, for Detroit is it's Krupp and it's Fisher. Fisher doing a good job there on that PK.
By the way, Vancouver's power play was very good in the regular season. Steal by Shanahan. Really drew a penalty. Crowd wanted a call. And now a penalty is coming up. And Fedorov is going to go. Delayed call. One-time shot. Stopped by Hasek. Rebound hit the post. And now we get the whistle. A wild sequence here in Detroit.
Well, this is what Vancouver wanted. When we talked to Trevor Linden before, I mean, they talked and talked about it, not allowing Detroit to go on the power play. Detroit has scored a power play goal, but now the Red Wings put themselves in a bad position. For the next 24 seconds, it'll be a 5-on-3 against, and it's an offensive zone penalty on Sergei Fedorov while shorthanded right there. That's the call that was made on Olin. It was a tripping call to Yzerman, Lidstrom, and Chelios to kill this off.
24 seconds, the two-man advantage. Chelios went down. Crowd wanting a call. Yzerman down now as well. 5-on-3 off the Red Wings and in. Shot off Chris Chelios. Andrew Castles from the angle. Chelios in frustration nearly broke his stick on the post. And we've got a 2-2 hockey game.
Well, you know, you don't mind giving up a power play goal. You take a bad penalty, you put them on a 5-on-3. But from the short side like that, the Vancouver Canucks are really picking on something as far as Hasek is concerned, leaving his post. Now, granted, that might have hit the stick here or the foot of Chelios. He put his stick down, and it might have deflected off the shaft of his stick and then went by Dominik Hasek, and that's why Chelios was so frustrated. Bertuzzi was there. This looks like it was an intended pass by Castles. Yeah, there's no doubt. An intended pass to Bertuzzi went off the stick of Chelios, and Chelios swats the post. But still, Hasek's leaving that post a little bit too prematurely.
Still a minute 48 power play time for Vancouver. And Hockeytown has gone rather quiet. Chance to take the lead for Vancouver with the man advantage now. Lidstrom will get to it. And here come the Wings. Kirk Maltby's got Draper with him. Drop for Draper. Helmer comes over, rubs him out of the play. And it's picked up by Daniel Sedin, and he'll look to lug it out for Vancouver. 6:15 to go in the second. Minute 15 left in the power play. It was a 2-2 hockey game. Kept in by Helmer. His pass is broken up, and here's Brett Hull. Hull for Lidstrom. Maltby was going for a change. And Jovanovski will get to it to settle things down for Vancouver.
Vancouver's got to feel great about the position they're in right now. That should be a 2-line offside pass, and it was. Good call.
Castles from Linden. Power play goal at 13-13. And it banged in off Chris Chelios.
Yeah, let's take another look at this as Andrew Castles gets his 3rd career playoff goal from the overhead. Let's take a look, and I'm going to get you to stop it, guys, right there. See, stop it right there. It deflects there and then goes up and off of Dominik Hasek. So, you know, clearly Hasek's anticipating something, and that's great to anticipate something, but you have to have the patience to stay with it before the puck actually gets there anyway. So it was a premature movement, kind of a, you know, an anticipated move to his right. But your defensemen are trying everything possible to keep the puck out of the way. So that's a play that Chelios was just trying to help out, and it inadvertently goes off the shaft of his stick.
As a goaltender, you want your defenseman to have his stick in that position, Panger, to block the pass or the shot, right?
Yeah, you definitely do. Defenseman's job is to eliminate the pass going across. The goaltender's job is to make sure he stays at that post, because his job is the guy that has the puck immediately.
And I guess you hug the post,
yep,
and the goaltender's in the proper position. Even if it does go up Chelios' stick, you still make the save.
You love the post.
Offside at the Vancouver blue line. 14 seconds left in the power play. Trevor Linden gets one of the assists. You think of Linden, and I think of Mr. Canuck. I used to think it was Stan Smeal, but Trevor Linden played his 1,000th NHL game back in March. They had quite the ceremony in Vancouver for him. He got all emotional about that. Keep in mind, he was the #2 pick overall in '88, spent his first 10 seasons in Vancouver, and he belongs in a Canucks uniform.
Well, absolutely does, and he's been a great compliment to the center ice position for this hockey club. Although he's played, you know, he plays right wing, but he can take faceoffs and he can do so many other things. But playing with Palovich and Castles, Linden's been good on the right side, and 30 goals is 2nd most in history. That's Pavel Bure's got 34 in a Vancouver Canuck uniform in the playoffs.
Cloutier will settle things down, and Jovanovski will go back for it. He's out there with Scott LeChance on this Vancouver blue line. Power play is over. There was some contact at the blue line and a penalty coming up. Duchesne was taken down on a bit of a pick at the Detroit blue line. And the Red Wings will go to the power play. Fedorov had a rocket of a goal. Castles from the bad angle. And we're tied at 2.
Bottom of your screen.
6th penalty of this 2nd period. It still has 4:45 to play in it. And the Red Wings will put out that power play. Here's Larionov. He's checked by Barron. Contact in the crease. We expect Holmstrom to be, and Cloutier is only picking himself up off the ice now. Fedorov will go back for it. Here's Lidstrom. Out at center. Larionov and across the line finds Yzerman. He'll hit the brakes and look for some help. Down low for Larionov. Fedorov and Holmstrom in front of the net. There's Yzerman. They'll go back for Fedorov. Finds Yzerman. Oland out to greet him. Tried to get into the slot to Larionov. The pass was broken up. Slapped that in the corner. Stick looking that came up high on Holmstrom, and a penalty coming up. The far referee from out at the red line made the call.
This was very much inadvertent by Murray Barron. And I don't even know if Murray Barron clipped him, but he went down quickly. Keep your eye on Barron 23 and Lidstrom. Oh, see, it's his own stick. It's the shaft of his own stick. That's why it looks so odd.
Wow.
See, Murray Barron lifts up the stick. Murray Barron did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong whatsoever. He lifts up the stick of home.
Lidstrom and Shanahan. The 5 for Detroit. Robitaille for Shanahan. For Lidstrom. Shanahan, they play catch. Lidstrom gets the return feed. Here's Yzerman's got a lane, lets it go. And it was blocked by Scott LeChance. Back behind the net. Oland has it with time to clear, and he'll do just that.
Wasn't the best option for Yzerman, but there was traffic in front of the net, and it ends up getting blocked. It looked like they were going to the far side looking for Shanahan first.
Drop pass to Robitaille. Linden out to meet him. Back for Yzerman. Cross for Lidstrom. Lidstrom lets it go. Missed the mark. Strange carom off the boards. Yzerman alert as ever to get to it. Robitaille for Yzerman. Moving in. Shooting. Blocker save by Cloutier. Lidstrom fakes. Yzerman fakes. Gets a return feed now. Cross for Lidstrom. Down low Shanahan. Lidstrom. Shanahan rocket left in a 5-on-3. Shanahan shot. Stopped by Cloutier. Letowski racing into the play. Another block shot by LaChance. It's a 5-on-4 for 48 seconds. Here's Eiserman. For Hall. Shot blocked. Linden gets to it, able to clear.
What a play by Letowski to read the pass to Hall and jump right at him. He took away every angle. Hall had no chance of getting that through.
Don't want to overstate, but depending upon the outcome of this game, this could be the turning point of the game, and in the end, could be a turning point in the series. Think about it. Over a minute, 5-on-3 time for the Red Wings. Back behind the net now. 15 seconds left in the 5-on-4. Went off the referee's skates. Here's Chelios. Goes across ice now. Here's Fedorov. Thinking about it. Lets it go. Shot blocked. That's Sopel. And the Canucks blocking all sorts of shots, only some of them by their goaltender Cloutier.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give them plenty of credit. What an effort by the penalty killers. Great effort. And that's the kind of thing that can really give them some momentum, even though they were shorthanded. Here's
Larionov. Centering feed. Couldn't get the shot away. 2-on-2 the other way. That was Maltby. Couldn't get the shot off. Red Wings had a minute 3, 63 seconds of 5-on-3 power play time, and couldn't beat the Canucks and Dan Cloutier. Minute 25 to play in a high-octane second period. It was a great way to start the playoffs.
There was no Fedorov, and there was no, I don't believe, Brett Hull got on there up until the last part of it, while it became a 5-on-4.
Bertuzzi will leave for Naslund. The Vancouver captain will shoot in. Up the near side, McCarty. His pass hits Hewitt Group at center. And Maltby looks like he's trying to get off for a change. Delayed offside. Now they blow it dead with 55.7 seconds left.
Arms have to be tired for the Detroit Red Wings. There's a shooting gallery, working it on the perimeter. The top man being Nicholas Lidstrom on the power play, working it to the one side, a right-handed Brendan Shanahan. On the other side, a right-handed Steve Yzerman. And the Vancouver Canucks did an excellent job of blocking shots. There's Shanahan. Now he's going to get the pass back here from Lidstrom and lets this fly. Hard shot, clearly beat the goaltender Cloutier on a wicked shot. And as you listen in, that was a thud. That was a thud. That means that was right in the middle of that post.
Backhander. Never made it on goal. Hasek didn't have to make the stop. I think sometimes since Vancouver's had a quality scoring chance and Hasek's been called on to make a big save. Shots of 24-17 Detroit. Here's the final half minute of the period. Richardson for the touch. Icing will be called. We've got hockey for you right now, and coming up after the hockey.
They've been a resilient group down the stretch. Every win was a must-win situation, and they did that.
I'll tell you, for as great as Detroit is, they were not overconfident by any stretch against Vancouver. You know how good this team is and how hot they were down this time.
And that can be a bonus, too, because it grabs your attention. You don't take nothing for granted because you have full respect for the opposition.
Shanahan tried the fancy move, shot him, that couldn't beat Sopel. Backdoor play, and who was there but Linden for Vancouver? Great defensive play by Linden on Fedorov in the perfect position. Fedorov might have had an empty net on the backdoor play. Horn sounds, and he's got to play a little longer.
You have
more
to.
established.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, he's been given a golden opportunity to rise to the challenge of becoming a goaltender that can maybe have some presence in this league. Being young and not given, many opportunities to win playoff games, you can't establish presence without being there and beating the best. Best way to start is taking on Dominik Hasek right off the hop.
This is just his third career playoff start for Cloutier. Had 30-plus wins this season, more than the previous 4 seasons combined for him. Olin rockets one high off the glass. Rolls up for Linden. Really banked in off of Hewitt Group.
Never hurts putting the puck on net.
Quick shot and a save. Here comes Naslund off the bench, and Hasek makes the stop.
A good chance by Naslund. He hasn't had that many opportunities so far. Naslund's the kind of player that when you give him the puck, he's going to make the right decision. He's a good disher of the puck, and he's got a wonderful snapshot where he can really disguise the shot. Here's a real quick play. You see how quickly that comes towards you. Not much time. Is the puck on the blade of his stick before it's already in the belly of goaltender Dominik Hasek. This guy may be the most underrated player in the National Hockey League. And before his broken leg last year, there's still a rod in that right leg, by the way. This guy was a MVP in the league. Might have won the award.
Back-to-back 40-goal seasons for Marcus Naslund. That's saying something. Finished number 2 overall in scoring in the league, behind only Jerome McGinley. Teammate Todd Bertuzzi finished 3rd. That's in the East Coast. You don't see the Vancouver Canucks often. That's how you get underrated.
East Coast biased.
With your Naslund and Bertuzzi, you're only going to be underrated a little bit longer to keep playing the way they are playing. Chelios had time to take a look. Now turns it right over Naslund. Centering feed from Morrison. Couldn't knock it out of the air, and then he's knocked down for his trouble. The wings at center. Good check by Naslund on Lidstrom. A couple of Team Sweden members from the Olympics.
And it's interesting that that call was made by the linesman Hasenfrantz. And there is a linesman, Danny McCourt, that's local and is here in the building. But anyway, I'll get to that in a second. As you take a look at Hasenfrantz, he makes that call offside. He is the referee turned linesman. Here's the face-off here by Yzerman on Morrison. Yzerman has done an excellent job so far in this game winning face-offs. You talk about the value of guys like Yzerman and the Joe Sakic's and the top centerman in the game of hockey. So even though he's, he doesn't look like he's gimping around too badly with that knee. I think as the game's gone on, the knee is really warmed up, and looks like he's a little bit more fluid. Now, who knows what he's going through inside the hockey court.
Maltby shot, soft one, back behind the net. Helmer almost got creamed by McCarty. Look out, Henrik Sedin hit by McCarty. Good forecheck, Duchesne's in deep now. Centering feed for Larionov, and it's in! Might have got it off one of the Canucks, and it's gonna count! It's 3-2 Detroit! Collision in the Vancouver crease. Leads to the goal.
Scotty Bowman has kept this line intact. Larionov in the middle of the ice with McCarty and Kirk Maltby. They put some pressure down low. Neat little backhand pass. And the puck, the original shot, never made it. It went off Murray Barron, number 23. Henrik Sedin comes into position. The pass went off the heel of the stick of Larionov. I'm sure he has no idea that this puck is in the net. As we isolate on Igor, comes in through the middle, gets a nifty little pass, and it might have gone off his arm at the very end. When he was falling down, his arm in the follow-through might have knocked that puck in the net.
Sent into the Vancouver end now. They're not always pretty goals in the playoffs.
No.
They all count, and you need the ugly goals to win.
Put them on net, drive to net. Now watch Vancouver. They're going to do the same thing.
Right back to try to get the one-timer from Hlavich, but he fanned on it. Here's Robitaille the other way for Detroit. They'll shoot it hard around the board. Heavy hit in the corner there. Sokol flattened his man. That was Jason Williams. And across the line. Hlavich shot, missed the mark. Jovanovski towards the front of the net. Broken up nicely by Sergei Fedorov in perfect position, and he's able to clear. Larionov from McCarty, even strength, at 1:55, and icing is called.
Our staff has done a nice job, and we're going to get a look at the goal by Igor Larionov to make it a 3-2 hockey game. And the wily veteran, after it goes off Murray Barron, watch the left arm elbow right there of Igor as he's going into the net. He's being pushed into the net there by Henrik Sedin, and as he's going in, whether or not he does that on purpose, I'm not sure, but his momentum and his elbow clearly knocked that puck into the open net. Cloutier has no chance on that one. In fact, Murray Barron had it on his tape. Here's a closer look. He's falling down. Sedin takes it down. I mean, if he has the ability to knock that in with his elbow as he's going down, that is remarkable.
He deserves the goal.
And calmness under a unique circumstances with Sedin knocking him down.
Looked like Barron tried to shoot that puck back to the corner.
Yeah, I think he just exploded off the end of his twig. I'm sure he didn't mean to put it right back into him, but sometimes it comes to your stick and you get the old happy hands, just fire it. The happy hands.
LeChance on it for Vancouver. Chabarov with LeChance. They're offside. We're set for an update. SportsCenter in game with John Butcher. Lidstrom for Chelios. Back the other way. Here's Bertuzzi now for the Canucks. I think this first line has been as good as advertised for Vancouver. They've got a very strong game. They're always around the puck, and I guess they always seem to be on the ice. That's Morrison, Bertuzzi, and Naslund.
Bertuzzi heading into this third period has already played 15:43. Look for Mark Crawford to get this big line on the ice all the time here in the third.
Naslund for Bertuzzi was tied up nicely by Lidstrom. And here come the Wings looking to counter the other way. Yzerman. How was that not offside? Yzerman holding. Taken down by Olin. Hall. Loses. Here's Yzerman. Quick shot was blocked. And the Canucks look to counter the other way again. Pass broken up nicely by Lidstrom. And into the crowd. Tonight, the quest for the most hallowed trophy in sports continues. Stanley Cup.
Newman not being able to play. Here we have Yzerman coming through the neutral zone. You're right. I thought he pulled that back, and that might have been slightly offside with Brett Hull. He pulled it back into the offensive zone. Ended up going to the slot and taking a pass from Larionov, and wasn't able to get it through to the goaltender, Dan Cloutier.
Maltby loses, turnover. Linden has Castles. Castles in, great save by Hasek. Leading to his right, makes the blocker save. Maybe the Dominator's best save of the game. Certainly at a pivotal time. Might have to make another big one right here. Fisher punishes his man in front of the net. That's Halavich, and it's cleared out. Here's Larionov. Two-line pass, whistled down. We send it back to John.
It lost to Dominik Hasek. And this year, Roman Cechmanek gets the nod over Brian Boucher. I found it interesting to read the great Johnny Bauer today in the USA Today say that he was surprised that Cechmanek was the starter, that he really likes Brian Boucher in that situation.
Boucher's playoff season, when he did get the chance, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, Johnny knows better than anybody. He didn't get to the NHL until the age of 30. He said sometimes it takes a little longer. You go forward, you step back, and then you go forward again. That's what he was talking about when thinking about Brian Boucher.
Nice touch pass to Draper. He's got a step off Bertuzzi. And right to the Canucks. At center, here's Matt Cook. Rolled off the end of his stick. Lidstrom got it away off to Shanahan. And he'll go across for Chelios. Slapped into the Vancouver end now as the Wings go for a change. 5.5 into the third. Red Wings get an ugly goal from Igor Larionov and have a 3-2 lead. It's game one, this Western Conference quarterfinal series. Since they went to this current conference format in the playoffs, turnover to Robitaille off the skate, gets it back. Shot was blocked down by Cloutier. 5 times the 8 seed is knocked off the 1 seed. The first year it happened was to these Red Wings against the 8th seeded San Jose Sharks.
I was right here for game 7 with the late Tom Mees when Jamie Baker of Ottawa ended up scoring from just inside the blue line.
Remember the tears of Chris Osgood. Robitaille. Shot. Cloutier got enough to keep it out. Here's Morrison in across the line of Bertuzzi. They're offside.
Oh, the Vancouver Canucks, Steve, just moments ago had a pretty good opportunity. Down the right side, it's Andrew Castles after eluding a Red Wing, trying to go to the far side. Good save by Hasek, sprawling down.
55th consecutive Red Wings game. That's regular season and playoffs. They've got no ticket issues here in Hockey Town.
I think if this could hold 40, they get 40.
Regardless of what they charge, by the way.
You got to make your money somewhere.
With this payroll. I don't think the Red Wing fans have a problem paying it when you see the product is going to be #1 in the NHL. Here's a chance now. Yzerman looking to set things up. Looks like a Detroit power play. Now it's Jan Halavich.
Well, what a play by Yuri Fisher coming across the ice to take him out.
Trying to get the Castles. Hasek played it. A centering feed. Broke it up. Good job by Yuri Fisher. And they're trying to get it through to Todd Warner, who's got one of the Canuck goals. Paveldatsyuk, watch him. He's tricky. And Cloutier almost found out firsthand. Cloutier stopped that one too off the deflection. Here's Yzerman. He's checked by Warren. Heavy check on the far side. Who else but Darren McCarty? As he roughed up Olin in the Vancouver end. Boucher will calm things down.
See Vancouver, the 1-4 checker in, the 2 guys back. They go a 1-2-2, and then their D can be extremely aggressive. Look for them, though, to be a little bit more aggressive here with 12 minutes to go and trailing by 1.
Here's Sopel. His pass is picked off. Kept in by Dandino, trying to dance through the Vancouver defense. McCarty sweeping around far side. Maltby gets to it. Here's Larionov now. Hit by Henrik Sedin. Got the gloves up on him.
They have a good defensive play by Sedin, though.
Henrik on Larionov. 2-on-2 along the wall. You can hear the urging by the official. It's loose, and keep moving it. And they do. Players are all tied up as the puck comes through the pile. And we get a whistle for a hand pass. Tomorrow, the quest for the Stanley Cup rolls on ESPN 2.
Great thing is all three have history. All three. They faced each other in playoff competition before. And all three should be great series, no doubt. I'm looking forward to being there in St. Louis. They had a good end of the year, and that should help them here down the stretch.
Chicago named their starting goaltender yet? Shot.
That's his policy. He doesn't name his starting goaltender.
Centering feed by Letowski. And here's Jovanovski. Tried to center. Great play. Shanahan let the stick to break it up, and here's Fedorov. Tried to get it across. Doesn't get through. Chubarov able to push it out to center. Behind the net, Cloutier will leave it for Jovanovski.
Chubarov doing a great job inside his own zone. He's strong. He's an underrated player, number 13 for the Vancouver Canucks. He does an excellent job.
It's the answer to a trivia question as well. The only player in NHL history whose first 4 NHL goals were game-winning goals.
At the time, but it's a goal that stands, and the Red Wings have a 3-2 lead in this very, very tightly contested hockey game.
It's kind of a Darren McCarty kind of goal. He did get an assist on the goal. Igor Larionov usually shows the creative, a little fancier, finesse goals. But he'll take it, and so will the Wings. They need every goal right now. They're up 3-2, middle point of period number 3.
And I'm sure Vancouver's thinking, you know, get on the older centerman. You know, Larionov is 41. You've got obviously you've got Yzerman. I mean, Sergei Fedorov's a young guy with great wheels. I'm sure they think, let's get on these guys and wear them down. Series isn't won in 1 game. Series is won possibly in 7 games.
Here's Naslund, 2-on-2. Bertuzzi was holding the line on the far side.
That was offside there.
Here's a chance. Chubarov. Shot blocked. Chubarov for Bertuzzi. He's tied up. 3 Red Wings were around him, and they're able to clear. LeChance to go back here. Scott LeChance has been rather sound at his own end, and a couple of key shot blocks when the Red Wings had a 5-on-3 for over a minute.
Offside again.
Again, they call it onside. Very close. Here's Chubarov trying to knock it down in the midair. He's strong on his skates. Shot, they score! Trevor Linden and Artem Chubarov combining for the good pressure in the Detroit end, of the quick shot out of nowhere beats Hasek, and we're tied at 3.
Give this resilient bunch a great deal of credit, but I'm sure Scotty Bowman isn't happy about it. I'm sure that there was 2 situations where that play was offside. Here's one right here, and whether he dragged that left leg or not, and even if he didn't, if it's a mistake, the Red Wings still had possession of the puck, and they did not get the puck out of the zone. They had it on their tape. And Chubarov here on the backhand. Look at all the Detroit Red Wings. There's 4 guys there, Yzerman and Hull and Dandino, and instead Linden pokes it by goaltender Dominik Hasek and stuns this sold-out crowd.
Hanger, I thought that was pretty close to being a high stick too. Chubarov up high with his stick, knocked it down, leading to the Linden goal. Either way, it's 3-3. It's worth pointing out, we don't need to make an issue of it, but it is worth pointing out the standby official, Mike Hasenfratz, who is a referee, is working the lines tonight. Greg Dvorsky, the original linesman, tore an ACL earlier in the hockey game and was replaced.
I think the interesting part is that Dan McCourt, the local linesman, was here and came to the building once he found out there was an injury, but they didn't put him in.
The feeling, right or wrong, was that Hasenfratz was already dressed, already in the game, already warmed up, loosened up, and ready to go. And I think that's the reasoning behind the call. Icing is touched. 8-11.
Here, and again, I'll reiterate that if it was an offside play that wasn't called, the Red Wings had control of the puck in their own zone in a 3-2 hockey game, and they coughed it up.
We're set for a great save of the night. That can only mean sending it back to John. Oh, wow.
Great save. The sprawling two-pad slide save. What a save on O'Neill.
Good choice, Butch.
Yeah, good job, Butchie.
I wonder what the second best save of the night was. Wow, what a save that was. Probably couldn't have been close to that one. Great action already on the first night of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Buckle up, folks, for 2 great months. The best hockey action already. And I'll tell you what, this was the best regular season I remember in a long time. And you know the playoffs are only going to be better. Shanahan centering pass.
2-on-1, 3-on-1.
It's Bertuzzi. He's got Naslund and Morrison with him. Gets it across, and it's knocked into midair. And Hasek the save. What a play by Naslund just to knock it out of midair. But now they're going to say, touch with a high stick. Pretty athletic play by Naslund.
Naslund's got great hands. Great hands. Great hand-eye coordination. An unbelievable athlete. And he became the captain after Mark Messier went back to the New York Rangers. And Naslund told me he learned a lot from Mark Messier. Stop it right here, guys. Stop it right here. You got guys all over. You look at all the guys. 1, 2, 3, 4 Red Wings. Keep it going now, fellas. Let it roll. Now you got three prominent Vancouver Canucks going off ice in a 3-3 hockey game. You know, 4 Red Wings down low. One of them finally got back. Lidstrom made a great move with his stick to get that up, and that clearly was a high stick just over the crossbar.
Too much sauce on the saucer?
A little too much sauce, yeah. A little too much rotation.
The Canucks able to get to it. Robitaille drop it back in his own end. Robitaille's hit up high by Warner. Olin is back, icing is called. 6:49 left in the third, and the Canucks are not going away.
They're not going away, and I tell you, down the stretch, 4 of the last 11 wins for Dan Cloutier and the Vancouver Canucks were 1-goal hockey games. I mean, you talk about playing in playoff-like situations. They felt that in their last 10 regular season games, they'd have to run the table. And run the table they did. Shots on goal, Detroit with 28, Vancouver with 20. Cloutier started 13 of the last 15 games. It went 10, 2, and 1.
Now, I'm trying to burn all my regular season notes because they don't matter in the playoffs. I'm not sure they even matter here in the first game of the playoffs, but Vancouver just 1 win in their last 21 games against Detroit. That's regular season, of course. Outscored 90-46. Meaningless. Right about now, meaningless.
Well, teams have changed over the years, and if you buy into the past, sometimes you get burnt by that. I know this Vancouver Canucks club doesn't believe in anything that's happened in the past.
Here's Cook, rubbed out nicely by McCarty, takes the body and then takes the puck, but he can't clear. Turnover inside the zone. Here's Castles behind the net. Cuts around in front, had the angle for himself. Hasek was down on 1 knee, and he couldn't get the shot away.
I like their energy level, though. I like Vancouver's energy level. 5-on-5, they're picking it up.
Murray Barron stepped up nicely. Apologies to Murray Barron. He was doing SportsCenter with Reese Davis last week, and we're talking about Barron. I think I said on the air that Murray's about 40 years old. Seems like he's been around forever, Murray Barron. He's only 34, though, so apologies to Murray Barron. Here's a chance now. Backhand shot is stopped. Artem Chubarov got the shot away, and Hasek made that save in a 3. Sabres.
And they don't talk about that. That's not locker room chatter.
Oh, I thought you meant that in Buffalo they don't talk about it.
Oh, no.
Still don't
And
talk
I'm
about
talking
Buffalo.
these 2 guys right here.
There are signs in Buffalo that still say no goal. You know exactly what they mean. Puck inside the Vancouver end now. Chubarov strong in his own end on Shanahan. Here comes, lets it go. Cool and calm with a stick save was Cloutier. Centering feet off of Vancouver's skate, and the Canucks look to break. Here's Jan Halavich. It's a 2-on-1 with Chubarov. Halavich. And I think that was partially blocked by the defenseman.
It was. Yuri Fisher blocked it. A 2-on-1 break. While 3 veteran players, Shanahan, Brett Hull, and Yzerman, were deep in the offensive zone. Scotty Bowman changing up the lines here a little bit with 4.5 minutes left to go.
Just saw some strength by Bertuzzi. He just bowled over a Red Wing forward. That was Brendan Shanahan. A similar power forward.
Well, Fisher has come on this year. I mean, he's a player. It's going to be a good one down the stretch, and you have to learn from being in the National Hockey League. But you see Yui Krupp He's trying to get back. He took an ill-advised jump into the offensive zone, and it looks like Fisher got one of his skates, maybe his right skate, as he's going down, blocking that shot. In that situation, goaltender has the puck carrier. Defenseman cannot allow the pass across the crease for a slam dunk play. Goaltender's got the shooter. Defenseman makes sure he's got the pass across. Fisher went down, and all 6'5" of them covered the ice.
Off the draw, good face-off win by Morrison. Jovanovski's shot was blocked. Bertuzzi tying up Draper.
Fedorov's down, Steve. He blocked the shot right inside the blue line, and he did that a couple of games ago, too. He left the game for a short time and then did come back. It was a game against the St. Louis Blues.
Give you a look at that play as soon as we can. And this would probably be a good moment to do it. Lidstrom back for the touch. Icing with 4:20 left in regulation.
Well, we'll see. Sean Avery is not dressed. He also blocked a shot in practice, and he is not good enough to play. There's Fedorov down, hunched down below. John Wharton's there. They'll wait for him to overcome the immediate pain that he's feeling right now and wait for him to calm down before they figure out what exactly it is. Poor trainers, they go in and they go, what is wrong? And they have no idea, but this slap shot hits his left foot right between the shin pad and the tongue of your skate. There's an opening. Remember last year, Yzerman was out because of a shot block late March against Philadelphia. He had a fractured leg. Brendan Shanahan, broken foot from a shot block as well.
Fedorov came on late this season to beat out Hull and Robitaille to take honors in terms of the second leading goal scorer for the Red Wings. Finished 31 goals and 68 points. Here's a chance for Robitaille, who started the scoring, and Cloutier way out to take down the angle, and there is no rebound.
Great play by Williams as we see Sergei Fedorov still on the bench. I'm sure he'll be just fine. Shake it off, keep the boot on, play through pain. 4 minutes left in the period. Williams buys some time at the blue line. Watch this. He's got a guy coming at him. He's got two guys coming at him. He leaves it right there for Luc Robitaille. What a smart play by the youngster Williams.
I think Williams was a late addition to the lineup, or a late decision at least. I think talking to him before the game after the morning skate today, he didn't know if he was going to be in or out.
He definitely, I'm telling you, the coaching staff, I mean, not hours before the game, was still deciding on what they were going to do with Yzerman coming back in the lineup.
It's got to be tough on a 21-year-old. You'd like to know you're going to be in the lineup. And
Scotty, you just get yourself ready.
Yeah.
That's one thing you learned from the veterans in Detroit. Just get yourself ready. Don't worry about anything else you can't control.
Centering feed, nice one, was broken up even better by Brent Sopel. And here's Linden. Trevor Linden's got a goal and an assist tonight. Now for his career, 86 points in 86 career playoff games. Here are the Wings with speed. 3-on-2 as they hit the line. Here's Robitaille trying to make the soft pass. It was broken up. Race for the puck. Hasek was likely been instructed to stay in the net. Swings it around right to Castles. Here's a chance. Bertuzzi's in. Great save by Hasek as he lost his stick. Dominic Hasek with the stick extended makes the stop on Todd Bertuzzi.
I don't think I've ever seen Dominic Hasek make an extended poke check like Johnny Bauer used to do, like that. It's a great read, and I think it caught Bertuzzi completely by surprise.
Far side. Now in across the line. Yzerman went down in a heap. The feed from Datsuk. Here's Hull. Datsuk was dunked. Hull was trying to pass from the puck. Olin on the far side to Naslund. And the Canucks will go for a change. 2:40 to go in regulation time. Shot in. This will be icing. If Olin gets to it first, and he's got the long reach, and he does. 2:34 left in the third. Face off deep in the Detroit end.
Fedorov heading back towards the bench area. Let's hope that he can come back and play from the Detroit standpoint. Here's the play. After Dominic Hasek had already given up the puck, he comes out and makes a fine. Wings have had a dominant advantage here.
And they just won the draw cleanly. Again, Fedorov won the draw. 2.5 to go here in the third. We've got our first final in the Stanley Cup playoffs. John Butchergrass will share that with you shortly. Here's Linden. Rockets one. Nearly stuck through the 5-hole on Hasek. He's able to hang on. And John, what's the news? Talk the East.
I always back up the little guys, even if he's got a bad helmet and old pads. What a performance.
Here's Castles letting it go and missed the mark. Here's Matowski now. Checked by Krupp and taken down by Krupp. Different point in the hockey game. That might be a penalty. And here's Jovanovski at center. Off to Castles. Fisher comes up.
This has been a good line. This line's been giving the Red Wings some fits here with Letowski and Cook. Castles is on the ice right now with this line.
Fisher goes 6'5", Krug goes 6'6". Well, that twin towers on defense for Detroit. Shanahan will shoot it back into his own end, regroup with Lidstrom. Shanahan winding up, he's got some time and space. 90 seconds left in regulation. Shanahan missed the mark on the short side. McCarty shoots it in deep. Here's Lariana. He's checked by Sopel now. Pops free to Olin for Vancouver. Softly backhanded out of the zone. Here's Morrison. Hooked from behind. And he'll just get it in deeper. Smart play by Lariana. They work it away from Bertuzzi. Naslund tries to pop it in front of it. Instead, it goes back to the cage. And here's Maltby for Detroit. Center of the ice. Here's McCarty. In across the line for Sopel. Back behind the net. Morrison can't get the puck away. Good little poke check from behind. I think Jan Hlavich on the defensive play.
Good play by Hlavich. Real smart. You're not anticipating that, especially Lariana, who buys so much time and is so calm with the puck. He was caught off guard by Hlavich's stick.
Final 30 seconds of regulation time. Hlavich can't get to it. Puck loose at the Detroit blue line. Here's Linden. Got a 2 points in the game so far. Chelios swinging around. Hull able to get it out to center. 10 seconds away from overtime, and before overtime we'd have the Southwest intermission report. That's if we need it. 4.3 seconds left in the third, and the face-off deep in the Vancouver end. We showed you the huge advantage for Detroit in terms of face-offs. Let's see what happens here.
Well, and Yzerman stays on the ice. He's had a real good game in terms of face-off, so you know that he'll stay out there. He was at 81% after 40 minutes of play. And the Red Wings, remember, they've already called a timeout. Remember when they were killing off the 5-on-3, and in fact they gave up a goal on that 5-on-3 disadvantage, but they'll stay out here with 4.3 seconds remaining. There's time. Well, maybe they're checking the clock to make sure that there's the right amount of time is there. As you see, Yzerman, we thought at the beginning of the game that he played 10, 11, 12 minutes, something like that. He's already at 16.5 minutes. And obviously the face-offs are up in that positive area. Yeah, that's what they're checking on right now, just to make sure, confirm it's an important game. And of course, Steve Levy's in the house, and so we're going to head into overtime if the Vancouver Canucks can neutralize this face-off that's deep inside their zone. We're in the game one of the Stanley Cup playoffs, Steve.
Our fourth season together. Why is it always on me?
Well, it's something
You're here side by side every single time.
It's your reputation.
I got a bad rap.
It is, and especially since we're doing the game tomorrow night in St. Louis and have an early flight.
You mean the Disney charter is not,
it's
not picking us up right outside of the Joe Louis Arena?
Not at all. I think the time is going to stay as it was, or did they add a couple of
5/10 of a second?
Okay, I'm glad you did the math there. I knew they added something.
5/10 of a second. 4.8 to play. Regulation time. The face-off to the left of Dan Cloutier. Yzerman will take the draw against Morrison of Vancouver.
That's his strong side right there. As a right-hand shot, it's in the perfect side of the ice for him.
And Yzerman wins it cleanly. They get the shot. It would have counted. They missed the mark on the quick shot by Brett Hull.
Canucks have played a real gritty hockey game. Down 3-2 late, scored. Trevor Linden scored to tie it up, and that's why we're here sitting at 3-3 and in overtime.
Sopel and Olin to open on the blue line for Vancouver. Here is Sopel to move it ahead. Got a lane with Todd Warner. Shot gloved down by Hasek, and he'll hang on. 20 seconds into the OT before the game. We spoke with the head coach of the Canucks, Mark Crawford, and asked him about his philosophy in the extra session.
Just a shade under 19, and he's got his top line on the ice right now.
Here's Naslund. Good face-off win by Morrison. He beat Fedorov, a rare Vancouver face-off win. Shot from the side, and Hasek won't take any chances. He'll hang on. Good board work behind the net by Bertuzzi.
As we told you in the beginning, and the strategy of Scotty Bowman was to have his two big guys on the ice at even strength against the Bertuzzi line, and particularly Todd, because he's been actually double shifted. He spent some time on other lines. Nicholas Lidstrom has been a physical force. Nicholas has done a real good job on Bertuzzi. After that first period, I honestly didn't think the Red Wings D could handle him, but they have cooled off and they've done a better job of containment more than one-on-one physical battles.
Here's LaChance for Vancouver. Off the boards and into the Detroit end. Those of you that are tuning in for Wednesday Night Baseball, well, sit tight. Seattle and Oakland. And as soon as we are done here, the Stanley Cup playoff overtime game, we'll send you to Wednesday Night Baseball. But for now, a little bonus because you've been so good. Hockey. Here's Draper. Shot blocked. And Naslund gets to it. Still on the ice. Here's Morrison. He'll shoot it in deep. Shanahan slowed him down. Lidstrom takes the bump, rolls up on the far side. Naslund skidded right by it because they were changing. Here's Shanahan. Rips it off the end board. Olin backhands it away. Here's Linden. Trevor Linden had an assist taken away from him. 3-on-2 and across the line. Got Jan Hlavich shot. Stop on Hasek. And the rebound to Duchesne on the far side. Turnover there. Hlavich again. Jan Hlavich was not much of a factor in the first or second, but really came on in the third, both offensively and defensively, and a good start to overtime.
I agree with you, and that's what you're going to need. I mean, the top lines get all the attention, but you're going to have to throw everybody out on the ice, so you need somebody to step up their play. And you're right, Chubarov and Trevor Linden and Jan Hlavich, who's a very skilled winger, did an excellent job as the game has gone on.
Hlavich came over the Donald Brashear deal. Hlavich, you might recall, was originally part of the Eric Lindros trade. Hard hit by Duchesne in front of that Red Wings bench. Dumped Trevor Linden.
One thing I saw in the third period that the Red Wings, as a veteran team, committed way too often was their defensemen pinching at ill-advised times. I mean, how many odd man breaks did the Vancouver Canucks have? Now, they should have put this game away, let alone tied and 3-3 heading into overtime.
Troop from Fisher is passed too far. Touched by LaChance for the icing, and Fisher took a heavy-duty hit from Cook as he released that pass.
Now, Trevor Linden's one of the guys that in their lineup is the only player with a playoff overtime goal. Trevor Linden was telling us before that he's been really fighting the flu. Generally, he goes at 216. He's right around 208, 209 right now. So he's really battled that, and he just battled Steve Duchesne, who was going for a line change and caught Linden off guard.
That overtime goal came in '94 postseason on their run to the Stanley Cup Finals. 7 games, losing to the Rangers.
Remember that series with Calgary right off the hop? That was the one. Oh, boy.
Off the draw, puck loose in the circle. Centering feed by Warner, and it's broken up. Olin gets to it for Vancouver at center ice. Pressured by Holmstrom. Here's Cook. Strange carom off the glass there. Canucks will look to settle things down. Bounces into the Detroit end. Here's Huey Krug. From Fedorov. Cloutier will slow it down for Olin. In fact, Olin doesn't get a chance to play it. Cloutier hands it right over to Holmstrom. Back behind the net. Robitaille for Holmstrom. He's checked by Morrison. There's a size mismatch as well.
Tough for the referee, but man, it's overtime. You got to get the heck out of the way there in the corner. Guys are cycling down low, trying to get away from the defenseman, and not the referee's fault. That's the position of 2 guys, but man, you got to have those quick feet and get out of the way.
Robitaille one-touched it for Larionov. Here's McCarty at center. He'll flip in and go for it himself. He's got from the on-rushing Darren McCarty train. Pressure causes the turnover. Larionov away from Jovanovski. Larionov centering feed, hopped over LaChance, and Bertuzzi's able to get to it. Chelios right back the other way. Jovanovski really finished his check on the far side as he was able to get it out. The big hit on Maltby. And McCarty right back. Overskated by Lidstrom. Here's Hlavich again. He's got Chubarov for support. Lidstrom gets to it. You wonder in overtime, so much is made of Detroit's age, the oldest team in the NHL. If, in fact, that does become a factor, the longer this game goes along. Here's Hlavich. Tried to center, broken up. Hull over skated. Back to the point, kept in by Vancouver. Nearly in off Chelios. And deflected to the corner. Kept in by Olin. See his ice time really picking up. Seems like he's on the ice every other shift now.
The longer this goes, the more Chris Chelios and Nicholas Lidstrom are on the ice, the more Steve Yzerman has to put wear and tear on that knee of his.
Here's Henrik Sedin. He was harassed. Shot from the angle. Wow. Missed the mark by Linden. Here's Hall looking to counter. Finds Yzerman. 1-on-2. Yzerman will take a look. Nifty move by Steve Yzerman. Trying to center off Daniel Sedin. That shot is blocked by Henrik Sedin. The Canucks get to it with LeChance. Duchesne on it for Detroit. Vancouver, the 4th youngest team in the NHL. Shanahan blew a tire at his own blue line. Able to recover. Paveldatsu lets it go. Stick save. Cloutier to the corner.
Oh, good hit by Datsu. Man.
Here's Cook. Cook is hit. Caught an elbow at center ice. Dandino came flying over. Headman pass. Shanahan's in. Backhand forehand. By Cloutier. And he'll hang on. Sports Center in-game update with John Butchergrass. On opening night.
Oh, this is great. This is what we wait for all year. This is it. It's magical, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Off the draw. Olin able to get to it. Has Olin left the ice in overtime? Played some 6 minutes now in the OT. Fisher will clear. Olin will go back for it. Again, those of you tuning in for Wednesday Night Baseball, it's coming up as soon as we are through here. We're in sudden death overtime in Detroit.
On the fly, Mark Crawford, a good move. The puck went in deep in his zone. The Red Wings weren't aware. He got his big line out on the ice. Yui Krupp goes for a line change. Lidstrom slid on. A lot of those real quiet moves could be game-breaking moves.
Here's Bertuzzi. Puck hugs the blue line, stays onside. Bertuzzi, nice move. Chelios cornered him. Those two are tied up. That allows Larionov to get the puck. Larionov skating it out himself, not taking his time. Cuts to the middle of the ice. Here's Larionov. Taken down. Crowd wanting a call. Won't get one here in overtime. Nice poke by Bertuzzi to get it back to center. And Chelios lifts it up into the bench. And now Chelios and Bertuzzi are involved.
Not sure if he wants Bertuzzi falling on top of him, though. You got to get out of the way when you pull him down.
Not a 270 with equipment, as you pointed out earlier.
A bunch of lassos on the ice. There's lassos on the ice. You got the hooks, you got the holds, you got the tag, tugging and mucking and grinding. The very end of it, then how's the referee not going to make a call at the very end? 2 or 3 have just been let go. The fellas would do themselves a favor, and I spoke to Scotty Bowman before the game about this, and he said about guys that dive and try to invest, you just throw a blanket over them. He said, just let it go. He made an interesting point about that as he looks on right here. Igor Larionov took a hit in the neutral zone. There's a little hook right there. That's the hook. No hit. Hook by Andrew Castles. Then right up that, Maltby had it there. A little whack and hack there. And Bertuzzi and Chelly in the corner. The Chelios hoisted the puck over the glass to get a whistle. So then he grabs over to Bertuzzi, takes him over. So the Vancouver Canucks would have a legitimate beef, wouldn't they? I mean,
penalty. Interesting choice of defenseman for Detroit in this 4-on-4. Keeping in mind Chelios is in the box. Both the big size players off a Krupp skate. And out to center ice. Here's Yzerman. He'll circle at center, survey the situation, and pass to Krupp. Krupp will shoot in and then chase it. Krupp's in deep.
Someone's got to cover up. This is where you've got to be aware of where everybody is on the ice.
Hall to the point. Here's Fisher. Lets it go. Block. Quick shot just wide. Hall got the shot away. And here's Brendan Morrison. Out ahead for Warner. And they're offside ahead of the play. Set for a Sports Center in. John Butchergrass taking care of the baseball as well. Barry Bond just toying with National League pitchers so far this season. Minute 14 left in 4-on-4. This is sudden death overtime from Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. Game 1, Western Conference quarterfinals. The 8th seed Vancouver, the 1 seed Detroit. The Red Wings, the best team in hockey. The Canucks, the hottest team in hockey.
Look at the wheels Detroit's got on the ice. Fedorov, Draper, and Dandino along with Lidstrom.
Fedorov and Draper play catch. Chance got enough to poke it out. Barov will forecheck for Vancouver. Lifts his arm, signal he needs a breather and get a change. Here's Fedorov now. At center, took a look, took too much time. Now the Canucks get to it. Here's Naslund ahead for Morrison. From the angle, lets the bad angle drive go. There's the mark. The Red Wings look to break back the other way. Transition game. Drop pass, centering feed. Here's Krupp now, from the angle, stopped by Coutier. Datsuk, well, they could have shot it right away. Instead elected to make the move. Pavel Datsuk for Larionov now on his backhand. Sokol out to meet him. Back to the point. Fisher lets it go. Stopped by Coutier, and the rebound of Vancouver and Naslund.
And Datsuk wants to make that one extra move. He had a chance to shoot it, and he was guilty of that.
Penalties are over. Back to 5 aside. Puck touched with a high.
Overtime. The fancier plays aren't the best plays. Putting the puck on the net, jamming the net, getting the ugly goals. It's never a bad play to put the puck on net.
Here's Jovanovski. Canucks a rare face-off win towards the front of the net. It's blocked down. That allows Hull to get to it. Hull drop pass for Yzerman. Yzerman across the line. Can't beat Jovanovski, and Lidstrom will settle things down. Off to Chelios. Coming up on the midway point of this first sudden death overtime period. Here's Yzerman now. Yzerman for Lidstrom. Shot. Stopped by Coutier. Rebound in the corner.
Coutier's been good.
Shanahan. Yzerman turnaround shot. Missed the mark as he lost his edge.
Oh, what a hit.
Chelios came in and pounded Murray Barron inside the Vancouver end. Rather, I beg your pardon, that was Daniel Sedin. And it's back into the Detroit end.
Sedin was looking down, just trying to get the puck out. Didn't see Chris Chelios come in, and it was a good hit by Chelios.
Coutier away from Barron that time, and here's Olin. Chelios will make you pay every single time. Castles can't sneak it through. Right back the other way. Maltby, Draper, and McCarty on the ice. Barron backhands in softly.
Draper goes for a line change, and overtime's not coming up. Igor Larionov's coming back in. You wonder with how hot it was in this building today, how much of an effect that has on the players, dehydration-wise. It was very, very muggy in here.
A scorcher in Detroit, as it has been throughout the Northeast. Cooler temperatures are on the way, we understand, in the next couple of days. Here's Hlavich now, checked by Maltby. Back to the point. Sokol took a look. Now towards the front of the net. Through traffic, and Hasek the save. And he'll hang on.
Boy, Sokol had a chance to shoot it right away. Fortunately, it came right back to him, and he let it go on the net. In the meantime, Chris Chelios is up in the offensive zone, and he's getting a tap on the shoulder. He's going right back out there. As Sedin's looking down at the puck. His job, Sedin's job, is to get the puck out of your zone. And after Yzerman shot that puck, it was deflected wide. Basically, what Sedin does here is he takes a hit to make a play. And that's a good play by the youngster. Chelios does what he has to do, and his job is to go through the man and make him pay a price as well. I'm not sure if is there timeout being called here? Mark Crawford's really talking to his squad here. Scotty Bowman's talking. They announced a timeout. Interesting. Well, the Red Wings playoff overtime goals would be here. But with that comes a great deal of pressure.
Here's Fedorov now. Saw Bertuzzi. Sokol. Off for Olin. Cross for Naslund. Still deep in that Vancouver end. Now they get it away. Morrison is checked by Fedorov. Still good forechecking by Morrison. In the holder zone momentarily. Off the skate of Sokol, right to Olin. Here's Bertuzzi. He'll shoot in. Morrison will forecheck. Fedorov first man on it. Lucky just curved away from Bertuzzi. Still went down to the ice. Centering feed. Comes back to the point. Here's Jovanovski. Fakes the shot. Makes the pass. And now it comes back out to center.
Fedorov's one player in Detroit that should be a factor in overtime. When you think of overtime, it goes on. The bigger guys, I mean, Todd Bertuzzi's at least 250. We talked about that. And it's got to be tough on these guys as the game goes on. The guys that have the fluid skating motion, the effortless skating motion, I think they're the guys that have the advantage, at least through the neutral zone.
Yzerman, long pass. Hull knocked it down out of midair. Hull from the angle snapped it and put it off the glass. Here's Yzerman. He's crunched along the wall. Picked off by Chubarov. Around the far side for Linden. And Linden able to kick it ahead with his skate off for Jan Hlavich. Here's Hlavich. Tried to set up Chubarov and could not. Back to the point. Soker's shot blocked by Krupp. Shot from the angle. Stopped by Hasek. Hlavich shot. Missed the mark. Hasek was down and out. That shot kicked off a skate, went to the corner. Good board work here by Vancouver. Here's Chubarov. Through his legs, actually got it on goal, and Hasek had to be ready to make the save.
Hasek's got to cover that up, though. I mean, his team's scrambling in his own zone. He goes and plays in the corner.
Here are the Red Wings now. Robitaille for Hull. Got away, lets it go. It was tipped by the defenseman. Cloutier's hugging the post. Loose puck in front. One of the Red Wings is flattened to the right of Dan Cloutier. Looks like Draper. And here's Candido. Pushed it on in his own end. Away from Letowski now. And out at center. Robitaille. Nice pass for Williams. Turned it over.
Good play by Letowski coming back, too, Steve. Man, great effort coming back in his own zone.
Here are the Wings now. And across the line. Holmstrom rips one. Nothing but glass. Missed the mark.
Missed the net on a few chances, haven't they? Trying to go high over the glove, and they keep missing the net.
One-timer from Williams is blocked by Jovanovski. And it's clear to center.
That might hurt. Jovanovski looks hurt. And I tell you, if you don't know Williams, he can really fire the biscuit. And Jovanovski's in a great deal of pain going over to the bench. It looks like it's in his hand area.
Seems like the Canucks have blocked a ton of shots in front of Dan Cloutier tonight. Here's Oland on it now. Off the glass and out of the zone. When in doubt, clear the puck in overtime. 6:10 to go. This is sudden death. Our first overtime period from Detroit. Shot, score! Open arm, I think the side of Dominic Hasek. It was released by Henrik Sedin. And in sudden death overtime, the Canucks defeat the Red Wings 4-3.
Just put the puck on net, and look at this enthusiastic Canucks squad. Put it on net, and that's exactly what Henrik Sedin did. Through traffic, and there were some bodies in front. Hasek never saw it, never moved, never flinched. Sedin, short side, the defenseman Fischer's looking to block it. Did it go off somebody? It did too. Igor Larionov was coming in front. You can see the look, the stare that Dominic Hasek has given him. Innocent shot on net, goes off the forward Igor Larionov, who had a strong game, and past Hasek. On the glove side, and the Canucks stun the Red Wings in overtime. Another look at it. You see the flinch movement of Hasek as he leans towards his right. Shot on net, just put it on net. Traffic's going that way anyway. Look, hardly have a reaction from him, too. The youngster's pretty calm. He just scored in overtime at Joe Louis Arena.
The 21-year-old.